Hey everyone, Leo is here and Thomas for the 100 episode special edition. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Leo is here and I have my friend here, Thomas. Thomas, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your first time and we're here to celebrate something, right? This is the 100 episode of Jumpstart Lightning and we also have some cool announcements to share with the community. How are you doing?
Doing really well, and I'm excited that I'm actually the guest on a 100 episode show. So really excited that you chose me. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
We tried a few options. Eventually, we decided to go with go with the default here. So that was kind of the thought process.
Nice. Speak about the thought process, by the way. Now you have done 100 episodes, and it's
Yeah.
really, I mean, it's a remarkable number. I was not believing it when I heard it. Um, from doing these kind of like videos. So I have two questions. The first one
Yeah.
is like, what have you kind of like learned during these episodes? I mean, there must be some like interesting stuff. And
Yeah.
then also the second one is like, what is the funniest thing like which comes to mind? Kind of like a blubber thing, like something people probably haven't seen on these
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely good questions. What did I learn? Oof, a lot. I think that to me, this engagement with people gave me a lot of visibility to a lot of things that people are working on. It sounds kind of cliche, but I don't take this for granted. There's so much going on and there's so much time in the day that you can actually do this type of stuff. And this, I mean, you're doing a lot of videos and yourself. And at the end of the day, when people want to come and present and share with you their stories and the things that they are working on, it's always great. I mean, so what I learned that it's just there is a massive community out there and so many people that I still haven't talked to. And I look forward to the 200 episode now. So yeah. Um, and you asked me about the blooper. I have a lot. I think that maybe one that I will share is that we had one guest. We're not going to share names. And we were able to fix this thing in post editing. But we had one guest that was sitting in a room presenting, and all of a sudden the lights went off, and they just went off, and because there was a sensor, like a motion sensor, that they because they were sitting stealth, right, and they're not moving, and all of a sudden the light went off. So this guest started to do all these kind of crazy moves, right, in order to make the motion sensor to work again and to turn on the lights. But the guest, or the viewers, they never saw this because in post editing I was able to just kind of go in full screen, right, and making sure that we're not showing the faces. And then when we came back from full screen, from presentation mode, like nothing happened. But when I watched this again in the post editing, when we got to that point, I was like, I had to take a break. I was laughing so hard. It was so funny to see.
Yeah, I want to see that now. From now, I did not know about this, so I
For
definitely want to
sure.
see that
For
part at one
sure.
point.
For sure.
Um, so speaking out like 100 episodes now, there must be something to celebrate. There must be something we can actually give to people,
Yeah.
and I know we have something there.
Yeah, so I've been teasing this a bit in social media, and today officially we're announcing the new Arc Jumpstart community badges. This has been something that we worked on for a while. I mean, the rest of the team, has been part of the process, and a huge shout out to our design team that came up with those designs. We had a lot of brainstorming, and those Jumpstart badges is something that we've been waiting for a while to get out the door. We have multiple types of badges. We have badges, as you can see here, that will focus on level. So we have the scenario sorcerer, or the Jumpstart scenario contributor. You will see that each badge has its own funny name, or fun name. And these are for people that contributed directly to the Jumpstart scenarios. The next badge, we have the words of wisdom. So Thomas, do you want to maybe share with the audience what is the word of wisdom?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so as you had like the Jumpstart scenario contributor one is definitely something where you need to code, right? Where you help with these scenarios. But then obviously we also have a lot of people who are just like using Jumpstart and like showing it to people and evangelize it and being advocates for it. And so that is what we kind of also want to award is people who are actually advocating for Jumpstart and what we are doing there. So very great and honorful badge there as well, which I'm looking
For
forward
sure.
to hopefully receive at one point.
For sure, for sure. I definitely like the the advocacy champion badge. And the next one we have is the giver. We released Jumpstart drops back in May, and to preview and this ignite, we're going general availability with Jumpstart drops. More details on that coming at Ignite. And this is basically a badge that we wanted to give the people that contributed drops to Jumpstart drops, and we also have levels here for that as well. So let's talk about the other ones that we have. We have more Jumpstart badges. Uh, you can see these are badges that are a bit more around the kind of specific products that we have in the Jumpstart. The next one is the Code Whisperer, and this will be a special badge for the Jumpstart core maintainers. A lot of people are not familiar with how we are structured, and we have multiple core maintainers that are part of the team, and they will receive a special badge, the Jumpstart core maintainers. What about Thomas? What about the sandbox player? What do you think about that badge?
Yeah, the sandbox play is really one I like very much because it obviously is one for the Arc box solution. So if you worked on Arc box, which really brings together all the goodness of Azure Arc in one single deployment, then that badge is something for you. So I like that very much because it covers
Yeah,
so many different aspects to it as well. And then we obviously have other badges, like the
yeah,
Treasure Hunter, I think.
yeah. The treasure hunter. This is a lot of people know that this is a special passion of mine, like architecture diagrams, reference architecture patterns, all this type of stuff. And we have a lot of people working on this with me, and with the rest of the team. So we wanted to make sure that we have a way to acknowledge them as well. So we created the treasure hunter, and the Jumpstart gems contributor. Some of you may not know what is Jumpstart gems, and so more details on that at Ignite. But yeah, definitely the Jumpstart gems. And we also have Agora. So Jumpstart Agora is our marketplace for industry oriented scenarios in the Jumpstart. Takes a long time to build these type of scenarios that are super comprehensive. So we wanted to make sure that we have the Dream Builder badge to give people that opportunity as well to get recognized. What about HCI, Thomas?
Yeah, that's kind of like a similar thing as the Arcbox thing, but this time also focusing on bringing Azure Stack HCI into the mix, and actually is one of our favorite
Yeah,
solutions out there, right? Because it allows everyone to try out Azure Stack HCI, which usually uses physical hardware in a virtual environment, which is pretty exciting. And so, yeah, I like the boxing champ there
yeah,
as well. But again, it's not just about coding, right? It's also about writing documentations and things like that. But then there's
hmm,
also the next one, the Jumpstart Wizard, which has a very funny badge. So,
yeah.
what about that one?
Yeah, we thought about what will be a nice way to illustrate that. And when we thought about this, we were actually thinking about Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, and we came up with the problem solver. So this is for people that actually come into the discussion forums and on the GitHub repositories, and just helping other people's responding to issues and PRs, and providing extra comments and all of that. So that's really the Jumpstart Wizard, and I think that a great way to finish this 100 episode special edition and the announcement for badges is the movie star badge, which will be granted to folks that are coming to the Jumpstart Lightning show and will receive that badge as a badge of honor, no pun intended, uh, as being guest on this show. So if you were a guest or you will be a future guest, you will receive that movie star badge. So yeah, Thomas, this is really the lineup of 16 badges, 16 new community badges that we're coming up with this Ignite.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic way, right, to basically award our community, which works on Jumpstart in so many different ways, uh, like contributing with code, documentation, diagrams, movies, and so many different things. So I
Yeah,
really love what we can do here, and it's just something small we can give back to them and show them like what they're actually doing. But obviously, there's much more impact they're having.
Yeah.
And obviously, this video goes out together with a blog post. You will have the link in that blog post to the description where you can
Yep.
find more information how you can actually apply for one of these badges. And also mentioning that we obviously checked already with like with a lot of the community members out there, and we will send out an email later, basically if you already are part of the first wave of badges receiver as well.
Yeah, definitely. And for those of you that are coming to Ignite next week, make sure to come to say hi to me, Thomas, Kiana, the rest of the crew that will be there. And who knows, you might receive a badge.